Monday. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Thus far, I am. Every day above ground, I always say this is a good day. So if you are alive and the living and you're doing good, I mean, God, what more can you ask for? You know, we're blessed. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed going in, coming in, and blessed going out. That's what the word says. So I'm going to give people the opportunity to come in. You know, the one thing about us as Christians, we aren't perfect at all. You know, no one's perfect. And you have so many people out here that actually want people to believe that they are. And it took me a long time to realize that some of the biggest liars were in church. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, but it took me a long, long time, and I sit back and I look at things and I go, "Wow, it really do it take all of this for real?" Just because you don't like someone. And a lot of times you're going to have haters in this world. You're going to have people that don't like you. But I don't want to be on the planet if I have to go and just constantly come after somebody because I'm afraid of their potential. God gave everybody gifts, and everybody has them, and everybody should be embracing those gifts and going forward and doing what God called you to do. And, a lot of people, when they see me, here in Tulsa, they ask me, they say, "Carrie, what is going on?" And, I really didn't want to go into it or addressing anything like that, but I think I'm going to go ahead and address this because I think sometimes addressing things and being very open and honest about them, maybe people will stop their behavior and what they're doing. I just don't know what to say. Sometimes I'm absolutely amazed at the things that people do. And it's all because of jealousy. I mean, you don't want to see somebody get ahead. And, I thank God that I'm not like that. I'm not going sitting down, wasting my days trying to figure out how I am going to take and dismantle somebody or cause that person to actually, be without a job or whatever. But when you as a believer know that God is your source, that's all that matters. Well, I want to tell you, since people are asking me when I go out and I run into people in stores, "Carrie, what is going on?" Well, I'm going to let you see what's going on today because I think sometimes when you expose things and tell them, people can go look for their self. Back in 2006 is when all this began. I had a roommate that actually filed a PO on this police officer. And it was done out of jealousy. It was done out of it was a mess. That's all I can tell you. Go look it up for yourself. Go to OSCN, docket search, and look for PO 2006 275. It was filed on 1/24 of 2006. This is when all of this madness began. At that point, I had to hire an attorney because this individual didn't have any money. And since, she was staying with me, I had to hire an attorney. So I did. I hired the attorney, Mr. Jameson, and we went to court. Now, in the meantime, this individual decided that they want to put me in the middle of this mess. And so I wasn't even in it. I wasn't the one that filed the police report. The person that filed PO 2006 275 on 1/24 2006 was the individual that actually, filed the police report of items found in her car, and then a violation of the PO order. And at that point, her people that worked on the police department here in Tulsa, they filed one count against her. Then she pulls me in the middle of this stuff. And this is how all of this began. And I had to deal with being harassed. I had to deal with being ran down. I had to deal with just so much I had to deal with. And if I had not had God on my side, I don't know where I'd be. You can go look this stuff up. It's public knowledge. OSCN, docket search, PO 208-2895 on 9/16 of 2006. PO 2008-2895 again. A PO 2008-2900 on 2008. And this madness continued to go on. You know what? When a woman is very insecure and she accuses you of going with her husband, when you told her, I ain't going with your husband. Don't, I look at him as a brother. I look at him as a friend, but I'm not going, with your husband. And so this madness continued and continued and continued. And I paid for the individual, especially when I got stuck in the middle, I paid for the attorney, Robert Jameson. He's in Telequa now. I paid him to come to court and what have you. And her attorney was Alan Smallwood here in Tulsa. And Mr. Smallwood is a very distinguished gentleman. He graduated from the University of Tulsa Law School, where I attended, and very, very just upright person in the community. And he came over to me and he introduced himself to me and he said, Carrie, I just want to introduce myself. I am attorney Smallwood. He said, this individual is going to lose their job. He said, is there any way you can talk to the other individual to get them to drop this PO order so that, this individual doesn't lose her job? I said, well, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but I don't want to be caught up in the middle of this madness. He said, I assure you that I'll have her drop the thing against you if you will have her, the other individual, drop the thing against her, because she had already been, a fellow officer had already filed one count on her, and her gun was taken from her. Anytime a police officer on a police force gets a PO order, their gun is taken from them. Well, that sent her into a frenzy, like a Tasmanian devil against me. I tried to deal with it the best way I can. I could at the time. And so I have nothing to hide. I'm telling you the truth. You can go look it up for yourself. This has been an ongoing thing against me because of my potential. Any man that was ever interested in me, this individual would go tell them something. This individual would go on my job. I mean, it just continued. It was just like a evil, vicious cycle. Now, mind you, the individual at the time that she was married to, not even my type, little short guy, crazy as all get out, funny. He always spoke very highly of her and how much he loved her. I never seen him say one thing negative about her. And I met him through my son. And since they were from Florida and we were from North Carolina, I adopted them as family. We were best friends until she accused me of going with that man. And I never went with him. And so she's way younger than I am. And I looked at her as family and a little sister. And this madness continued and continued and continued to the point where when it looks like she retired from the Tulsa Police Department, I don't know if she retired allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly, I don't know if she retired or they gave her an option. Because of so many things that was turned into internal affairs on you, we're going to give you the option to either retire or quit. I don't know what happened allegedly. I do not. But I do know that I've had to suffer and go through a living hell because of this individual. Now, I want to address something else, and I don't know any other way to be but honest. I have never, ever met anyone anyone in person from New Home Ministries, uh, Pastor RC or Pastor Lisa or none of them, Pastor Samuel Blake's. And I don't know if it's a sister allegedly that's going with maybe a bishop, one of the bishops, not Bishop RC, not at all. I think Bishop Samuel was the one that was single at the time. I don't know who's going with who, or I don't know if there is a sister of hers that could have possibly been involved with somebody in the family, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. But I know that Bishop R.C. Blakes has never said anything to me out of the way. Bishop Samuel Blakes has never said anything to me out of the way, not one time. I don't even know them no more than going on their platform and just watching videos, and I would seed money into the ministry. And when she found out that I was seeding money into the ministry, it was a full-blown attack against me. And Bishop Samuel Blakes has never, ever said anything to me at all, except when I gave $50 one time, and he said, "Thank you, Carrie." How did a "thank you, Carrie" blow up into all of this? And this has nothing to do with their ministry. I'm not saying anything negative about Bishop Samuel Blakes or R.C. Blakes or Pastor Lisa. I love Pastor Lisa. She is a woman of integrity. And when they started accusing me of this stuff and what have you, that's when I called the ministry. And Pastor Lisa called me back, and she said, "No, I haven't heard this." And this went on for years and years and years. And I mean, I had her sisters running me down. I had her daughter running me down. I had just her boyfriend running me, just people running me down for no reason at all. And I want to ask you this morning, why, Sharon? What have I done to you? Tell me what I've done to you. Nothing. Nothing. Everything that's going on with you is going on here. None of it has any validity to it. I don't know the Blakes. I quit even going on their YouTube channel to watch anything because you and your friends were stalking me cyberly. This has got to stop. You need to grow up. You really need to grow up. And for you to be over some kind of money, or to think you could be over any kind of money with the history that you and I have had in court, out of court, you hating my guts, you coming against me, you using your position of authority to come against me. And now that you have took and not graduated, sorry about that. I retract that. You have retired from the Tulsa Police Department and you are a paralegal now. Now you're coming against me in another way. Now you've got other officers on the Tulsa Police in your hate wagon, and every time I come out on Sheridan Road, here you are to harass me with them, taking pictures. You take all the pictures you want to, but I'm going to address this publicly because you're doing it publicly. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being harassed by you. No one went with Jones. No one went with Samuel Blakes. No one went with anybody in his family. I do remember a long time ago when I looked at Bishop R.C. Blakes and Samuel Blakes' website, I saw another individual on there that looked just like Samuel Blakes. And I don't know if that was the uncle or who, but they looked so much alike. It could have been Bishop Blake Sr.'s brother. I don't know, allegedly. I just don't know who it was. But I'm tired of getting accused of people that I don't even know. And for you to continue on this rage that you're on, you really need therapy. You need some serious therapy. And I am addressing this publicly because you're doing it publicly. I contacted Aaron Phillips, which is on the Tulsa Police Department, and I told him that I'm going to take a protective order out if this continues. I don't bother you. I don't bother your daughter. And I surely wouldn't want any of your family members over anything pertaining to Carrie Hall. We got too much bad history, Too much bad history. And like I said, it's all because of you and it's all because of your insecurities. I am not to be blamed for any insecurities that a woman has. None. I mean, that is